Joining us now, she's the author of Little Lives Matter, and she's also an organizer for the National Day of Mourning of the Unborn, speaker, podcast host, and mother of 10. That's right, you heard me right, mother of 10, Elizabeth Johnston. Thank you so much for being with us.
It's an honor to be with you.
So please just tell us about your book and its very important message.
Yeah, well, there's so much destructive messaging happening with children. And so we wanted to stop just complaining about it and do something about it. And so we have provided a beautiful illustrated book for children called Little Lives Matter. And everyone can go get it at bravebook.com. It's a beautiful story about... I'm sorry. It's a beautiful story about a little baby bear named Moby, and the journey he has with his mother. And it is just a very touching story. Makes me cry every time I read it, where we are celebrating the sanctity of human life. And your child doesn't even know that that's what they're learning about as you're reading this beautiful book.
Elizabeth, I was just going to say, we obviously have a country that's very divided right now. You're an influential figure in the pro-life movement. What message do you have for people who don't know where they stand on this issue? Maybe they see both sides of the argument. Is there a way to come together to make both sides happier, or is this a black and white issue?
I mean, abortion's not even going to be over if Roe v. Wade is overturned, is the amazing thing. The hysteria that we are seeing, it's just being sent back to the state. And I want to emphasize that abortion is the single most anti-woman, exploitative industry in our lifetimes, an industry that provides cover for men while they pleasure themselves with women and then allow them to go and kill their own offspring and not care for their own offspring, is an extremely exploitative industry. It's not pro-woman at all. And the Marxists have spun this narrative and used psychological warfare quite brilliantly, actually, if you ask me, to convince us that abortion is pro-woman when it is actually anti-woman. And so it is very important that that we stop this practice of providing cover for irresponsible men and also for human traffickers.
You're absolutely right in terms of the psychological impact of women who have had abortions. I mean, that's very well documented. But another thing that's not often told in the abortion story is how it targeted minority women, black women. 40% of all abortions are of black babies. And what that has done to the community. 79% of Planned Parenthood clinics are in black communities. So when they talk about health care and women's health, it's not really about women's health. It's about them trying to abort their babies. We know, and you know, that there's a lot of places for women to go and get health care. Can you talk a little bit about those other places other than Planned Parenthood that women can go seek help?
Yes, find your local pro-life crisis pregnancy center and donate, volunteer your time. I have certainly done that, raised tens of thousands of dollars for crisis pregnancy centers because they do such wonderful work. But you're right, Planned Parenthoods are intentionally built in minority neighborhoods to target minorities. This is genocide on the black population. I have witnessed with my own eyes outside of an abortion clinic, a woman be driven into a clinic and a man drive off and leave her there. And then she runs out to us. We're praying on the sidewalk. And she says, help, I don't want to go through with this. The man that just dropped me off is my pimp. She's being exploited by this pimp. It's human trafficking. And abortion provides cover for human trafficking. So it's very important that government-sanctioned abortion not continue, because we are actually sanctioning human trafficking and the exploitation of women.
Well, Elizabeth Johnston, we really appreciate you taking time to be with us tonight. Thank you.
God bless you.
You too.